They'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs at
Yes, everybody, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Not in the Bud and Bunker today. Waiting for a package. Hence why I'm in the drawing room for the West Ham Network Daily. Hope you are all safe and well. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, and give it one of those bloody good subscribes, particularly as we are massive and win another match. Well, it was a crazy day. What a week! What a difference a week makes. You know, I mean, like, just think last Sunday, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes past 2, we were like, oh, here we go. Arsenal had just gone 2-0 up, and we were looking down the barrel of a gun, so to speak. And now, in the space of a week, we're through to semi-finals. We scored 2 past Arsenal. We scored 4 past Ghent, and we scored another 4 past Bournemouth. And he conceded 3 goals. Mental, absolutely crazy. Hope you're safe and well. As we always do, the day after the night before, we do the ratings, and so we'll go through them. Lots of high scores today. Just a bit of a spoiler alert, lots of high scores from Rusty B today. And obviously then tomorrow we've got the kids, the under-18s, have got the Youth FA Cup final at the Emirates, which will be good. And then on Wednesday we've got Liverpool in the Premier League, and then we've got Crystal Palace, the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. Busy day. Busy day. Here we've got the chat. Paul, good afternoon to you. Hi, everyone. For me, I'd love to see that ultimate Declan Rice. Yep. Love to see him live his dreams. Happy Amoret has come out of the closet. But where have you been? We've been worried about you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Toby's in the chat. Nice to see you. David Moyes is clout flu, are they? Oh, haven't sung that just yet, are they? Leon, hope you're well. No, not new house. Nope. No. Just the drawing room rather than the Bud and Bunker, my mate. Hope you're well. Matt, hope you are well. Great day for Bournemouth, says Steve. Deckers and Patman ran the show. Could have had a couple more, but that's been greedy afternoon. Peter, don't go swinging from the chandelier in celebration of yesterday. I've seen too many episodes of Only Fools and Horses to know not to swing on that. I am feeling generous. I am certainly, my D. I am feeling very generous. So we've got Hammer's headlines later on. A couple of obviously all transfer stories. My screen's just gone. There we go. Come back there. Transfer stories about a couple of young players as well, which is nice. Looking at some young players to bleed into to buy and put into the under-18 squads. Because don't forget, obviously this year group we've got now, they'll be hopefully progressing into 21s and maybe into the first team in a couple of years' time. So we need to get the next lot ready. So there we go. In another twist in our season, we are now closer than the bottom 3. Yep, we are indeed. And I think we're 7 points off Chelsea. We're coming after you, Chelsea. We're coming after you, mate. Could you imagine? We need to dedicate at least 5 minutes laughing at Tottenham. The team, but not the fans. I feel sorry for the fans because was it Matt? Or was it Matt? Or was it, I see Matt, was saying, it's Newcastle's a long way away. If it was like Crystal Palace or whatever, or Fulham, but Newcastle's a long way for those fans. It's so, I felt sorry for them. Particularly, there was one bloke who left after he literally left after 20 minutes, just stormed off, and he was all on Twitter and stuff. All good. I'm thinking we'll beat the Scousers and then draw with the South Londoners. They're playing well at the moment, aren't they? Crystal Palace. We're 6th in the form table at the moment. Have the pundits been justified in saying we were right to keep hold of Moyes to keep us up? Well, I think, but then I know Anton's going to do a show about the manager bounce. He's done all the statistics, and does it really work? And you look at some of the managers that have come in, so you think maybe Xavi Garcia is getting a tune out of Leeds now. What's name's not getting a tune out of Southampton. Well, they were quite unlucky on Friday, but I think they're gone. Obviously, Steve Cooper's still at Nottingham Forest. They look like they're going to probably go. Everton, but you look at the bounce of Roy at Crystal Palace. So I think it's like it's yin and yang, isn't it? It's a seesaw type thing. CA knows that cashing and Rice is the difference of £100 million. The Spuds result made it a great day indeed. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Milesy did a good turn there. I watched the video of the geezer leaving after 20 minutes. He did. For me, Callum, yes. If we keep this form up for the rest of the year, then why not let him carry on? There was an adjustment period, and maybe, just maybe, Moyes is getting the new squad playing. The lack of marking by Bournemouth for the goal was a shock, particularly the first one. Our positive food talk made, yeah, I mean, you can watch the watch along for the Bournemouth game. The first hour was me and Milesy just talking about Sunday roast dinners. And clearly, it made a difference to the team. So we'll probably do that every week now. My roast was banging, Milesy, absolutely banging. Yeah, go and watch there's a YouTube channel called Fans Reactions. They've covered our stuff as well sometimes, but they sort of collate all the best bits, so you can watch that. It's usually quite funny. Every manager has good or bad spells, and I was always Moyes in despite our struggles. And the grass isn't greener with new managers. See, I can see both. See, I can see, because obviously on Friday's press conference, we did the embargo section and we did a little video in the 11 o'clock at night, just after Irish Tommy. And he said, and Moisey said, I'm not leaving, I'm planning for next year, and yada, yada, yada. And then on the flip side, there's obviously lots of speculation that he's going to walk away. They're going to part company in the summer. So you don't know whether they're playing for Moyes, or the fact is they know coming in the summer. We don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. That's why we're in front of a screen and you're watching me on YouTube. If we knew, we'd be in a rush screen. Food update, breakfast, your lunch today, and what? Nothing for breakfast. I'm trying to do intermittent fasting, and it's actually not bad actually. Lunch, I haven't had lunch yet. I'll have it in a bit. Dinner, no idea. There we go. Thanks for absolutely pointless for that conversation. Artel, Moyes out. I mean, people are going to be justified in what they say. I think where last year we were on the downward spiral, coming into the semi-finals last year, and we were knackered. Now it's almost this team are finally clicking, and we're actually, on the ascendancy, really. So we don't know whether it was mine as nice. Also, mate, beef Yorkshire pudding was on point. Nice bit of veg, but no mint sauce. There we go. You see, is that you fasting or fasting? You just said bit of both. Who should we poach from the relegated teams this summer? Says Callum. James Ward-Prowse for one. That's the first person I would get in, and the other guy who plays for Southampton, the centre midfielder. He's good as well. Moyes is not progressing enough to take us. No, I tend to agree. I think to get us to the next stage, and I think in terms of the next level is the next level of personalities, and clearly it's a difficult thing to manage. Those sort of egos of new players, which I think is why we've had this sort of slight issue with this year, with some of the players not liking each other and that type of thing. Was not expecting that result. Are we safe yet? Not technically yet, Ludders, but we're on 34 points now, aren't we? 34 points plus the goal difference, which is worth a point, to 35 points. People say this year 36 will be enough to keep you up. So pretty much, aren't we? I think you look at it, you look at the table, we're pretty much safe, I think. Another point or two, another win, maybe Liverpool. That'd be nice to I think if we won against Liverpool, that'll be it. And then we've got Palace on the weekend, who are in 12th position. They're on 37 points, and Chelsea on 39 points. I'd like us to make our goal to try to get Chelsea. Let's try and overtake Chelsea. Why not? What we got here? Callum, I want DCL. Okay. One more year, Declan Rice. And they're too injury prone. Get someone with decent pace. Feeling so much positive now. Safety very close, and a chance of European. However, the football hasn't been entertaining, and we need to move on. Yeah, I think that's sort of a sentiment that what a lot of people I speak to is saying, and fair enough. I think think what I would like to do is in the next couple of weeks, these next few games, balls out, really go for it. Let's try and secure the Premier League survival, mathematically guaranteed. Then we can concentrate on the thingy-jigs, on the old Europa Conference. I was worried we were losing quite a bit profit on this season, but he kept scoring indeed. Never mind, let's level. We need to establish ourselves at the level. Fair play, yeah. Ole Dave. Oana, yep, Anana. What's his name if Everton drop? Good shout. Well, it comes to his already turned. It's only turned us down because he didn't want to spend the money. So there we go. We tried to step up with Mancini, and it was the last thing I've seen. Needed Moyes to save us. You mean Pellegrini, mate? Moyes will take us to the next level. He already has. Give Brits a chance. How many changes for Liverpool? I don't know, Matt. I don't know. Moyes doesn't like to move, change a winning side, does he? You could see maybe Cresswell for Emerson. Maybe. I mean, Fornals has got a great record against Liverpool. So, I don't know. Cornet for Benrahma. Benny hasn't done it for me the last few weeks, to be honest. I wouldn't mind just throwing him in. I think we'll keep the nucleus. I reckon it'll be 80%. Maybe up front. We'll see how what's name is, how Antonio is. But he's playing out his skin at the moment. Got very emotional. He did. He did. I just think he was emotional. He hasn't played a lot of football. It must be very frustrating for him. And yeah, I think that was why. Corner, he's learned. He certainly does. Exactly. Not playing as much. Oh no, that's we all know that one. Good afternoon. Looking at Fonseca, apparently we have been, Michael. Apparently, Paulo Fonseca is someone we've had several conversations with through intermediaries. I don't know if that's true or not. That's the information I've heard. Lille manager doing a good job at Lille. No, Lille. Yes, Lille. Yes, Lille. Who knows, man? Who knows? That's what I mean, it's interesting, and we'll keep reporting on it. But obviously, nothing's going to happen to the end of the season at the earliest. So there we go. Garina, good afternoon. We've got Super David Moyes. He knows exactly what we need. Indeed, just play the play his dad's army with a few extras. That's all we need. Right, let's go into this the ratings as per usual. I give you my thoughts, and then you disagree. That's how it all works. So let's start with Mr. Lucas Fabianski. Clean sheet for him. Clean sheet. One or two players we called after the game against Ghent. Relatively same side we've kept in the last couple of games, to be honest. Maybe one or two. He had a lot to do in the first half, let's be honest. Some really big saves, to be fair. Taverner, Solanke, some good saves. Lerma had a shot as well. Which he kept it, and he kept that, and then he led to Rice scoring the third goal. Second half, considering it was a 4-0 game, he had a lot of shots to defend. To be fair, I thought it was a really good display for him, and yeah, probably deserved a clean sheet in my opinion. What have we got? Let's get ready to rumble. Indeed. We've got 8, 7, 7, 7. Made a couple of good saves. Solid 8. Back to his best lately. 8s and 7s. Russie B gave him a. Where's my thing gone? Russie B gave him a 8. Right, let's talk about Vladimir. Let's talk about Vladimir Coufal. What can we say about Vlad? I thought yesterday he was absolutely exceptional. I think arguably he was. I thought personally he was the best player in the first half. Despite being 3-0 up, I thought he was the best player on the pitch. That made sense. Played a big role in the second goal. Quick passing with Jared for the looping cross to Paqueta. Some good blocks, good interceptions. For all of our attacking quality yesterday, I thought he played a pivotal role in that because we had this solid base, and real quality, and was taken off as a sub, which is very unusual for Coufal. So again, shows him, you've played well now, have a rest now. But I thought it was absolutely outstanding. What we got here? Sufi 9, 8, 8, 9, 9. That cross indeed. 8, 9. 8's and 9's big scores for Vlad. Rusty Beaky's Vlad the Impaler, 8, and my man of the match. He was my man of the match. I thought he was superb. The fact he lets point to the button makes it even. At least the right button. At least it's the right badge. Don't forget when Cornet signed for Burnley, didn't he? He famously was touching the Umbro badge. Anyway, talk about Zouma. Where's my comments gone? All my comments keep disappearing. Sorry, I'm trying to get my comments back. There we go. I do love a good check. You do. I love a check player. Particularly a check right back. So Zouma, again, I thought he was superb yesterday. Absolutely superb. Some real couple of good blocks, heading clearances, interceptions. Pass it out, led West Ham counterattacks. I mean, he is in top form, man. He's back to his bruising best. Do you know what I mean? He really is just a bruiser, and I thought he was exceptional, absolutely exceptional. I thought he played really, really well. 8 for Zouma, 8 good blocks, beast in the air, outstanding as always. 8, 8, 8, 9 from Ludders. So 8s and 9s it looks like for Zouma, and I would be inclined to agree. I gave Big Zoo a 8, but I sort of Vlad deserved that man of the match for me, just from my side. Let's talk about Naif Aguerd. With Naif back to the side. I thought first half he really struggled a little bit with Dominic Solanke, particularly. I mean, on a foot race, no problem, but Solanke was quite. He was very tight to Solanke, and Solanke was silky enough to know that and could move. So he sort of backed off a little bit. You can see in the second half wasn't so touch tight to Dominic, and he was a lot better. I thought him and Zouma are a steady partnership. They control the game well, and again a clean sheet. So yeah, still a bit shaky at times, but definitely a lot better. Good defending. Again, Calvin's from 7. Not his best form lately. 6 for me. Couple of moments. Think he's not fully recovered from his injury. Not as good as Zoo. 7. Still a bit shaky. 7. Covers for Chris and Zoom at times. Great passing. 8. 6 again got roasted by Solanke, out muscled. He did get out muscled a bit, but again, I think he was really touch tight to him. And as I said, then you could see Moisey sort of just. You could see it when it came back to him. He was talking to him, telling him to, not get so tight, and it was a lot better. 7, but seems to be good. But seems to be a communication problem with the goalkeeper. I think it's less so than when Areola plays with him for some reason. Not Aguerd, best start. Bit nervous first, became good in the second half. So Alan, he goes for a 7, and Rusty B also goes for a 7. We match. Right, let's talk about Aaron. Aaron Cresswell back in the side, recalled after the midweek rest. It was his corner that helped set the tone for the game, really. Great corner for Antonio to head it in. Solid. Not much went down his side, to be honest. It was an okay game from Chris. The Arsenal game and this game particularly, I thought he's been rolling back the years a little bit, which players tend to do towards the end of the season when new contracts need to be agreed. Don't they? They tend to, if a player's out of contract, they don't tend to down tools. They tend to play really well, so either for a new contract or possibly for a move. But I think Chris was, I think his first corner was fantastic and set the tone. 8. It's not a consequence that set plays have improved since Cress has been back. Agreed. Magic Hat, super delivery for him. Left side, good crosses. Didn't get beat easily. Maybe his best game. Probably his best game this season. Defending worries me, but the cross is in. 7, 7, 7. The only thing I think about Liverpool coming up, we know how much pace they've got. The likes of Salah and players like that. I wonder whether but then I suppose Cress was playing left back when they had when Saka was playing, wasn't he? So yeah, I don't know. Too late to party again. Don't worry, mate. Give him 1 year contracts, him and Coufal. I think for Coufal we have a 2 year option for Coufal anyway. Do we have an option for him? I think we do. So it looks like 7s. Russie B also gave Aaron Cresswell a 7. Okay, let's talk about Declan Rice. Declan Rice. 1 more year. First half, I don't think he was. I'll be honest, looking at it objectively, that first half, I didn't think he had the best game first half, but obviously scored. But he seemed to get into. Didn't start particularly well, but he grew into the game. I mean, it's his second goal in 72 hours. That's not bad. Second half was the marauding Declan Rice. Started to move for Fornals' goal. And I just thought, yeah, bossed the midfield like we thought we would do, to be honest. I just thought it was just a relatively not a simple game for him, but when the fact is the defenders were playing well, the attackers were playing well, his job was a lot easier than it should be. No, his job was as easy as it should be. He didn't have to do extra work, I meant to say. Our left side should be Emerson and Cornet. I wouldn't trying that for Wednesday, to be honest. 8. I'd prefer Cresswell and Cornet versus Liverpool. As Cresswell better defending Emerson. 10. He can do anything. Future captain and Palon nominee. Watch, says Saar. Russie B gave Declan Rice an 8. Sort of standard score for Declan Rice, isn't it? Really, that's what he gets anyway for most games. Let's talk about Lucas Paqueta. There's no one better than Lucas Paqueta apparently. Now he's one of our own. I think that Arsenal game, the Ghent game, the last 3 games, we've seen what he can do. We've seen the real Lucas Paqueta. The boy oozes class. He really does. I mean, the header was great header. Leapt really high, and was really, bloody good header. There's some he does the fancy flicks, the clever tricks when he has to. He's keeping it more simple now sometimes, which I quite like. Giving a bit of a rest at the end. He put Antonio through for a couple of chances, which he should have sort of slotted home. Was playing more forward. Definitely was playing as that 10 role with Soucek, mate, sort of playing alongside Declan Rice as sort of the holding midfielders. He's looking like a good boy, isn't he? He's looking like a good boy. I think this full season out of the way, a full pre-season, you're going to see how good he is as a player. But what I like is yesterday, again, he wasn't getting too involved in all the tackling. He was being a lot more progressive in terms of the final third, like staying up there, playing almost as a 10. And that makes a massive difference. He doesn't need to do all the stuff behind him. Declan Rice is there. Soucek's there. Flynn Downs can be there. He doesn't have to do that. He can get him for gold if he wants to, but that's it. Gave a couple of passes away first half, but still steady. After we saw the second, he grew into it indeed. 9 for Pat-Man, 8. Best player on the pitch, man, and match for Scott. 9.5, no half points this game, Barry. You know that. If you win the Europa Conference League, I hope Rice might call his agents, or his dad anyway, to say he's not leaving for another season, winning something. Might turn his in and maybe make him stay longer. Who knows? 8, 9, 10 now clicked into Premier League standards. 9. Someone leaves at my brand said that Paqueta is rubbish. You couldn't make it up. Coming out of his shell, Brian Robson style Brazilian. Nice, Fred. That's a nice way of, like, in his pomp. Yeah, I like that. It's getting more the other players on his level. Indeed, you're totally right. He's almost like he sees a pass 3 or 4 passes ahead. It's like chess, isn't it? Worries me that people can't see good players like Haller and Paqueta. 9. I was going to say 9, but felt like a bit harsh. Well, I gave Paqueta an 8 because I thought him and Rice are 2. I thought they were very, very strong. I just like the way that he can dish it out a bit as well if he needs to, which is really nice. Because usually foreign-based players, they either tend to be bruisers, like a Casemiro or someone like that, or they tend to be really technical. Whereas he's a little bit similar to Casemiro in that respect, is he can put a foot in, but also he can put a ball in. And I think he's more technically gifted than Casemiro, to be honest. Let's talk about Tommy Soucek. Straight off the bat, one of his best games he's had this season, I think. Generally do. Defensive work was solid. Technical work was okay. He put some good passes in, added a bit of bite into that midfield when we needed to it. Made some good blocks, good tackles. Him, Paqueta, and Rice, nice solid 3. He's sort of solidity in the side in terms of that CDM role allows Rice to go forward a bit more, allows Paqueta a bit more freedom. And as I said, was largely moved the ball around well, which is obviously something he hasn't done recently. We got the next Neymar, says Barry. I think it's a different player to Neymar, isn't he? I like the Brian Robson analogy, really. I really do. 8 for Potato King salad. Still worries me at times, but does seem to be improving. 7. Made his first tackle. Wow. 6. The man who does all the donkey work to allow others of the jewels goes unnoticed. 8. Solid 7, and that's been nice. I actually gave Tommy Soucek. I gave him a 7. I think it's my highest score for Soucek this year. Definitely season. I thought he played really well, and they all seem to have a bit of a smile on their faces now, which is lovely to see. Let's talk about Benrahma. Now, I've alluded to that, alluded to it a little bit in terms of what I would do for Liverpool, but I think Benrahma hasn't done it for me the last couple of games. I know Moyes is seeing faith in him, but he hasn't really. A lot of puff, and not much final product. Makes sense. I mean, it was a game of missed chances for him yesterday. He could have easily got goal 2 for his name. There's a first half ball comes across. He's in the middle. Took it first time rather than he could have taken the touch rather than pass it in. I thought. I mean, a good outlet on the counter. But then even that, when there was a couple of times where he was trying to ping it across to Antonio, he couldn't quite hit his man. And again, just didn't. Don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what you guys say. What we're saying needs to be dropped. Been off lately. Blind Alley Benny. I like that. Afternoon, like your usual. Listen to Moyes. Played simple and tracked well. Yeah, but I think then you miss. Then you lose his unpredictability, which Moyes would hate, but you do. Benny needs a break. Let him recharge his batteries. 6, his shooting is awful. 7, brilliant his day, but strong. 8, but one corner in his spot. Afternoon, what a blinding night indeed, Michael. Blinding night. 7. Benrahma needs to be given some time. I think he tries too hard, but doesn't think. 5. Final ball terrible for me. More missed than hits. Then he produces a diamond goal. Always stuck with Benny, but got to learn how to take more chances. 7 from Michael. Rusty B gave him a 6. And out of a side that's, when I've given Tommy Soucek a 7, to give Benrahma a 6, just shows you how it's just not quite doing it for the moment. You're probably right. Maybe a break is as good as a change. Maybe it is a case of, we all want to see Cornet play. We all want to see Cornet on that left-hand side have a go. The man can't stay on side. And anytime he gets a chance up front or a chance like one-on-one, he fluffs it. But I want to see him go. The amount of times Antonio's fluffed chances, so makes a difference. Jared Bowen, again, Bowen is literally on fire. He has hit this really good vein of form at the right time. Obviously involved in the second goal, the exchange with the ball quickly with Coufal, which led to the cross to Paqueta. Good chances of his own. Couldn't beat Neto, just about unlucky. His cross led to Fornals' acrobatic goal, and constantly stretched the play. Constantly stretched that left hand side, or hit on Bournemouth's left hand side, our right hand side. Only had one really good direct goal contribution. He had a shot, some assists, some attempts, but I thought it was a really good role, really good game for Bowen. Again, very, very strong. We got Bowen going. Yep, indeed. If you're going, I'll be there. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good game against Arsenal at the Emirates. Let's do them in their own yard. 8, like a raging ball. 8, superb run. 8. Half point. No half points this game. Runs his bum. Bum off. Okay, bum off. There we go. Bowen will be in danger on Wednesday. GP was late. I was stalking Russ at London Stadium. Turned out not to be Russ. You weirdo. Coming back to form at the right time. Yeah, give it a like. If you like Jared Bowen, give it a like. If you don't like him, don't give it a like. But we all like Jared Bowen. Lots of 8s. Rusty B also an 8. Simples. Let's talk about Mikel Antonio, shall we? Let's talk about Mickey. Didn't take a lot of time to get back into the score sheet after 2 goals from Ghent. Great header. The earliest Premier League goal we've scored since December 2021, almost 18 months ago. And the first we've scored within 15 minutes all season. Good outlet again. When he needs to hold it up, start moves, win fouls. He knows when to get fouled. Could probably got a second, I'd say, at least, as Paqueta put him through a couple of times. But either his decision making before shooting or the shot itself let him down. But to be honest, I think he's been playing really well recently, and it's great to see. It's great to see because he can be the game changer. He really can, and maybe the fact that he knows that Schumacher isn't coming back into the side until the summer at the earliest. Maybe Ings hasn't really hit the ground running. He's the main man. So maybe, although he wanted that kick up the arse, maybe he got it, and now he's showing the fruits of our labour, so to speak. I don't know. What we got here? 8. And is it form? He's back. I was still at 3-0 at base. 8, 9, 8. After from level, we'd see him again. Credit Jury scored a beautiful header. 7, 8. We'll run the rule over. Yeah, exactly. Bowen on Wednesday night. 7. Antonio last 3 games he's done well considering the rest of the season. Glad to see the beast is back, says Ludders. Rusty B slightly less helpful. I gave him a 7. Gave him a 7. I think there was room for improvement in my eyes. Now, in terms of the subs, I don't tend to do the subs. We'll roll through them quickly. So I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back because no one's going to buy a player who's just a knee surgery. I could see him going in January if he's not back into the side. But anyway, in terms of the subs, I mean, Ings came on, tried a few good headers, caused problems, didn't get a lot of service really. Fornals obviously came on with a point to prove. Great scorpion kick. Just like to have the tenacious, the sort of just to be sort of take the piss enough to do that. Fair play. Put Cornet through but Cornet didn't. I thought Fornals came on, made a real account of himself, good account of himself for that sort of small cameo. Again, Cornet, he thought he'd scored the goal, his first goal for West Ham, but it was offside, miles offside. Good energy as always, and then Flynn comes on, and almost opened his West Ham account with that shot against Neto. I thought it was good. We came on and played well. I think it was a good result. 10 for 4. That's that goal alone. Well, I think it was good to say. I think Fornals is one of those players that has a real affinity with West Ham fans, isn't it? There's certain players where the fan base and the player just work, and Fornals is one of them. And you all want Fornals. We all want Fornals to do well. We all want Fornals to do well. And so it was nice to see. It was if you could have picked anyone to score the fourth goal, it would have been either Fornals or maybe Flynn Downs for me, just to send the fans home happy, and we did. And to be honest, Flynn should have scored as well. Cornet is a whippy. Should be getting started up front with Antonio and Bowen. Could be lethal if he learns the offside rule. Indeed, Pablo 4-0 indeed. He's a bloody legend. Keep scoring. We'll have to change the song. I'm not going to Vienna any time soon. Need to bulk up a bit, get more muscle. Yeah, maybe. Pick a 9 subs to emotion. Indeed. I mean that was it really. It was I think it's now with so many games coming up now. It's literally all roads back to London Stadium on Wednesday. Obviously, tomorrow we've got the FA Youth Cup FA Youth Cup final at the Emirates, the under-18s, which is good. Looking forward to that. And then we've got Liverpool. So don't stop, does it? Don't stop. Then after Liverpool, we've got to chill out. You got a couple of days to chill out, and then we're playing bloody what's the face? Then we've got Crystal Palace. You've got Roy Hodgson. That's going to be a hard game. I think that's going to be a harder game than the Liverpool game. Personally, they're in Palace in a real vein of form, but so are we at the moment. Bar since sort of the beginning of March, I think we've only lost one. That being the Newcastle game. That ain't bad. That's a real. I think we're top 6 now in terms of the last 5 games in form or something like that. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating when you look at the season that we've already had, and we haven't done anything. We haven't really. You looked at Man United yesterday in the cup. You're thinking, oh, we could have. We lost to Man United. They eventually got to the final. It's like, well. But we'd have probably lost to Brighton anyway. I was gutted for Brighton. I felt sorry for him, especially Solly March. He's a good player, and it was a bit annoying. What we get? Palace against 10 men look very poor. We'll just get Manson off, Scott. That's what we'll do. Job done. Make no difference. This is player power, not Moyes. Yeah, I agree. I've never seen such emotion get to a player like Fornals. It was good to see he plays with his heart. Such a good bloke he is. If he played Newcastle now, we wouldn't take a heavy defeat. No, I agree. I think that game was almost like a kick up the arse a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. It's just one of those weird freak games, isn't it? I mean, you look at Newcastle now, like the Tottenham game yesterday, just a freak game. Would love to humble Liverpool and show the world we are not a shit team. I don't think Liverpool particularly good at the moment either. I think they're there for the taking. Where are they now? They're 7th. If they win, they go to 5th on Wednesday. But I don't think they're playing particularly well. They're 7th. They're only 1 point behind Brighton. Who's that? Only 1 point behind Brighton, 5 points off Fulham. They're technically only 16 points of us. With our goal difference, a draw should be enough. Yep, I agree, Paul. As I said, we're on 34 points. We've got the best goal difference from 12 downwards. Us and Palace both got like -8, -9. Then it's Leicester at -13. So that's another point. To me, that's another point. So that's 34 points. I think any result against Liverpool is a good result. And then, Palace, a result there would do us a result. Totally. I should probably be careful with my predictions, but I'd say Liverpool there for the taking. It's sort of a free hit. Kind of, I know what you mean. Man of the match, Newcastle putting Spurs to sword. Yeah, indeed. I'll take 1-0 versus Liverpool. Watch them against Forest. They were there for the beating. Liverpool seem to be scoring again. The backline looks shaky. The shaky Steve's after 15 points. Moyes in. I would love to kill off Liverpool for a win. We do what's wonders, and we can get all the other teams bricking it. They're saying for positive goal difference. Could you imagine? That could be quite impressive. The real question: will we finish above Chelsea? I think we can. I think we can do it. We've got 5 points behind them, and if Chelsea have given up, then why not? I'd give Russ a yawning half point. Think we'll go for it against the Scousers, show what we can do, and let's all laugh at Spurs. There we go. Anyway, guys, I said keep it on the channel. We'll have Hammers headlines coming out this afternoon. We'll have news at 10 coming on at 10, and then we'll have probably tomorrow a preview for the FA Youth Cup final, and then we'll start all the stuff for Wednesday for the Premier League game. So if you're new around here, give it a like. Give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. It's all lovely. Thank you for sharing the love. We're almost at 16,000 subscribers, which is mental. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider becoming a subscriber. If you're not a member, please consider becoming a member. Hit the join button down there, becoming a channel member and getting into our prize draws every month. Next month for May, we've got a signed West Ham shirt. Could be a West Ham shirt of the European Conference League champions. That ain't bad. For a couple of quid, as your chance being entered. And if you keep it going to the following month, for June, we've got another signed shirt from the squad by our channel partners, Umbro. And that's it. So take care. Also keep an eye out for the We Are West Ham podcast. Their new episode will be out very, very shortly from yesterday. So keep an eye on that if you love your podcast. Check out Will and James, as always, top boys. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Come on, you bloody irons. And I'll see you guys later on. Ciao.